Hey y'all, what's up? It's Thompson. It's Eric. I think I'm gonna make a little topic about my experience with the Uber Eats and Postmates. Because I've mentioned in other videos that I used to post, some of them I deleted. But in some other videos where I just, like right after I'm done expressing what I'm saying, I would tell you that I'm gonna do Uber Eats and Postmates and stuff like that. So here we go. I'm gonna tell you this. My story is, I've started doing Postmates since 2020 during COVID. It was like right after I got my driver's license, and right after I started working a job at a warehouse, cleaning the warehouse, sanitation. That was during 2020. So I've done Postmates and Uber Eats for 2 years. I've stopped doing it right after I got the job that I'm working at right now. Still working there. So I've stopped doing Postmates and Uber Eats since 2022, September. But here's the problem that I wanted to tell you. I did Uber Eats and Postmates on an old car. 2004 Honda Element. Before this one. This was my mom's car, 2013. And I might be off topic because I want to say something that's a part of this car and stuff like that. Like I want to tell you a little more stories about it too. So for this Honda Element that I was driving 2004, I mean it's 2024, so it's been ran for 2 decades, but that was after I crashed it. So I've learned plenty of things. Like I've learned, cause man, I tell you, I've learned that do not leave your engine on when you're doing the delivery. Like when you go into a restaurant, you do not leave your car on, because people will take it. On top of that, one time, my best friend and his neighbors were at the Dollar Tree where I was parking at, and they saw me with the car running. Like, they saw me in the Dollar Tree, but they looked at my car and it was running. I left the engine running, so they caught me. And they told me, you don't leave that shit on. Don't leave it on. And you cannot leave it on in the restaurants either. And another thing off topic is, at my job, you can't always leave the company truck on when you're taking out trash or when you're grabbing trash or doing something else, you know, walking far away from it and stuff like that. You can't do that. They told me this stuff, so, because I'm always driving a garbage truck every time, every day, like every shift I do. And if they told me to do something else, okay, fine. But yeah, that's what I'm saying. I learned that lesson. You can't do that. You can't leave it on. You turn off that shit and then you go inside, get the food that you need to deliver, and then come back, turn on the car, and go deliver to that person. And I've learned that communication, yes, it's very important, because even though you're driving, it's still important. Because at times they would call me while I was driving, and I had to answer and still keep my eyes on the road. And at times where I'd be texting while I was driving, but I would have to have my phone in front so I could look at the phone while I'm still keeping my eyes on the road. Still not safe, so don't do it. Don't do what I did. But if you don't care, whatever. You do what you gotta do. You know, figuring out your way to make the customers happy. Because I've learned some lessons. Yes, some customers will get happy. They're like, no, not some customers will get upset because you're not delivering it on time. And they might give you a bad rating. The last time I checked, I was like a 92% of how people rate me on as a Uber Eats driver or Postmates driver. I was rated like a 92. So there were some bad ratings. Not a lot, but there were some. That's just how I looked at it. That's the last time I looked at it. I could look at it again, and I had some documents for that too. And I had food stamps, so they needed my documents of what I was doing. So I did that. And I had to do taxes with them. The problem is, you don't get any money back. I learned that. And the way I started, my mom showed me how Postmates is done. So she helped me out with that. So I did the rest on my own, going on Postmates Uber Eats. Yeah. Also, another thing is, yeah, like I said, don't you're gonna have to drive it with a better car, not an old car, you know, because there's gonna be some problems. My old car had a lot of problems. Like it had a head gasket, freaking engine light, of course, is always show up every time. And what I had to deal with is a dead battery. Like every time I parked it and turned off the engine, it would die off. As soon as I get back in the car and turn it on, it just died. And then I had to jump it again to keep the car running. So I had to get the battery replaced right away, which I did. And it will last like a few years. I got it from AutoZone. I was doing it at a place where I used to live, around my place, and I was doing it somewhere else too, because I was driving around Orange County, I was driving around Los Angeles. Let me read. I did it somewhere in Laguna Beach, Lake Forest. I did it in Riverside. I did it in Long Beach, Torrance, San Pedro. I did it in Santa Monica. I did it in Beverly Hills. And I think I did somewhere almost to Malibu, California. So like around a few cities in California. I was doing a lot. Driving so many miles. I did like, I mean, I can't count exactly, but I could tell you, I believe I did over 30 or 40,000 miles on my car. Because the car I got, the Honda Element 2004, I got it since 2019. It was like before 100,000 miles, the mileage. And then it went up to, hold up, I think it was around 100, it went up to from 90, like almost 100,000 to 150,000 miles. So I did about like 40 to 50,000 miles. Yeah, so I did a lot with that. And one time, I'm trying to remember some stories back then. I'm trying to get flashbacks. I did deliveries at a hospital, deliveries at hospitals. I did deliveries at freaking rich areas, of course. I'm gonna be off topic. My mom did Instacart. She literally delivered to Lisa Vanderpump with my aunt. My mom and my aunt, they did Instacart together, delivering an item to Lisa Vanderpump's house. So they told me about it, and so they had a show that they recommended us to watch. I think I told you a little bit in some of these videos that I used to watch Lisa Vanderpump Rules. No, Vanderpump Rules. I've watched that because they told me that they delivered at her house, literally. And I started watching it. It was growing on me. Like, me and my mom, we watched it together. It was growing on. It was like growing on us. I started liking that stuff, but it was like dramatic too. So I'm not watching it no more. But yeah, it's crazy how that came up. Imagine if I was there, doing Instacart with them. Shoot, I would have met Lisa Vanderpump all the way. And one time we should have, cause me and my mom, we should have done, well, we should have done as a family, go to like one of these restaurants. I think it's like a restaurant called Pump and Tom Tom. And I think cause that's where Vanderpump does her restaurants and runs her restaurants. And I think I forgot the other names, but I know them. Because one time they said that they give like homeless people free food for the day. So I forgot the name of that place. If y'all know it, let me know. So yeah, that's what happened, and I thought that was cool. That was cool. So I missed out, and I was always driving around Beverly Hills anyway, because there's like restaurants where it's like for strip clubs, restaurants, like so much famous restaurants. So I was like doing a lot. And of course, the driving is crazy around here. Of course, there's always still homeless people around. Another story is, I forgot to tell you, because this was embarrassing. I was like trying to know where the direction is to deliver to this person, but I ended up going the wrong direction because I was going right. I forgot the street, what it was, but I was going right. This homeless person was looking at me crazy, looking at me weird, trying to go up to close to me and stuff. And so I was like, hey, okay, I went to the wrong direction. I need to turn around. I was going up a hill, so I went the wrong way. I had to turn around. And then when I went down, when I was going down the hill, he was like halfway up the hill following me. And I was like, what the hell? I almost ran this person over. Like, Jesus. And then after that, he was trying to run to me. Like, he was like running to me like he wanted a hug. And going like this. And like, here, come here, I want a hug. Or something like that. So that was weird. I told my mom about this a few weeks ago before we went to Texas together. So that was weird. Oh, another one, because I'm trying to remember, is one time I got a tip, a $40 tip, when I was driving in Orange County, like in Laguna Beach or something. It was a far drive. I was delivering to this restaurant where the customer, one customer needed had a big pack of food. I had to put it in the back so that it could hold safely, and then I delivered to them. So it's like, I'm gonna say about like 12 miles. That's how far it was, the restaurant to their place. So it's like 12 miles. So I did a lot of driving there. And so I gave them the food. They said I was missing an item, so I went back to that restaurant again and asked them for the missing item. And so I got that, drove back to their place, went and did it, and then I got a $40 tip. So it was like, I'm gonna say it was like 36 miles driving back. So I did a lot, like I told you. And then okay. And at times communication is important, because where I'm not able to, like when you order, like if you do Uber Eats, like ordering stuff for deliveries and stuff, it may not contact me right away. So, or different contacts where they order for somebody else and need me to do it. And if I didn't have the number, I have to ask them for the number so I could deliver to this person that you need me to deliver to. So I had to learn that the hard way. And I would text them, hey, it's Eric, Uber Eats, and I would text them the food that I'm delivering to them. So that's what I had to do. You had to do these things if it's your first time. So communication is important. You can't always, well, you're gonna have to always make the customers happy. You can't make people happy, but sometimes when you're on a job and when you're on active as Postmates or Uber Eats driver, you're gonna have to try your best and get the job done. That's what matters. And you get your money. Top of that, the good thing is you get tips. Like if you like deliver fast or something, of course, if you're driving carefully, then they'll give you a tip. Like I was making some good money with them, but does that last? No, not entirely. I was doing just fine though, because I barely had any jobs while I was doing this. Like I was working in the warehouse, and then I was working at Amazon. I got fired from Amazon. That warehouse was shut down. They didn't tell me about it. That was before I worked at Amazon. And I was delivering, I was doing food delivery at the apartment in Culver City where I used to live for 2 months. Like, I delivered to this restaurant. I think it was in Manhattan Beach or something, right near my place. And then I delivered to someone at the same apartment areas where I was living at. So I was delivering to the same apartment. I delivered to someone at the same apartment I was living at. So I had the keys and everything. I didn't need the code because I already had the keys and all the stuff to get in because I lived there. So I was doing just fine with that, which makes it easier, if you ask me. So that was cool. That was different for me. I'm trying to remember what else. See, I was like making good tips and stuff like that. Like a lot. But you do not want to do Postmates and Uber Eats on an old beaten car. You do not want to do that. This car right here, I mean, my mom did it before she gave me the car, but is it really worth doing Uber Eats and Postmates right now on this car? No. I need a new car for that. I need a better car for that, so I won't have any problems like 10 years later or something like that. I need a better car. This ain't gonna be it. It could cause more problems than I would never know. And I would not even follow up to maintain the car. And I've done that before, where I just refuse to fix it because I don't have the money for it, so I just keep doing Postmates and Uber Eats anyway because I need the money and stuff like that. So yeah, I was a little crazy about it. Could I do I want to do Postmates or Uber Eats again? Yeah, I do, but I need a new car. And on top of that, that's up to me. I still need a job anyway. It's up to me. But do I really have to do Postmates, Uber Eats all the time? No, not exactly. I don't have to. As long as I have a job, as long as I have money in my pocket, I don't have to. pay your bills, paying your rent, paying paying money to contribute chores and stuff like that in your household with your family. That's what I'm doing, because I live with my family. And right now, I just got back to driving. Like 2 months ago, I just got back. So I had to go back to freaking charge my portable battery jumper and put it back in the car. I haven't done that, so I need to go back to getting all my car tools and stuff. And I have to go make sure I check the oil, stuff like that again. Maintenance. You know, since I'm driving, I'm responsible. But I could go back to riding the bike since I have options. So if there's more car problems in this one, I put the car down, just save some money to fix it, and go back to riding my bike. That's up to me. So, yeah. Yeah, so I learned that lesson. Oh, forgot the things that you got to do when you're delivering is you got to have because there's like not like a literally Instacart app. I'm saying like an Instacart grocery holder, like a container where you hold all the foods, you hold all the grocery stuff, because I've done groceries. And you might need to do Uber Eats on a better phone, because I did it with this one. This is the iPhone 11. I did it with this one. One time it wasn't even working. I got mad. I smashed the phone. I smashed the phone on the floor, and it was cracking. I was pissed. So I had to cancel the order because it wasn't working. Because it crashed on me. I was doing the Walmart delivery, so that's difficult when you have an old phone. If you're just doing regular restaurants foods, yeah, you'll be just fine. That depends. For that, so you gotta have you gotta have something to hold on when you're driving. Like you could put it on your seat or put it on the floor of your car. Make sure you have enough room for it, and you need a cup holder. No, you need multiple cup holders, because you may never know how many drinks they order you to deliver. And I've had to deliver like 5 or 6 drinks at once. I even had to deliver big giant foods like I did before. I told you that. I would have to put it in the back of the seat or in the front of it, just on the floor so it doesn't fall. And I have something else to hold so that it'd be stable and nothing else spills out of it. Because I learned that lesson where I delivered to somebody Starbucks, like a Starbucks drink, and delivered it at their door, and it was wet, spilling all over the holder with nothing else to hold. I delivered to them, but it messed up. Like I messed up delivering it to them. And when they pay Uber Eats and Postmates drivers to deliver, it costs, I think it adds more money up. So that means you really should not mess up the order. I learned that the hard way. You really should not mess that up. Because they wasted a little more money that they could afford on regular foods that they could just drive to get at the restaurant. Like I don't even order DoorDash or any of that stuff to me. Like I don't order food online just to deliver to me. I just go out there and get food myself. I could walk it, or I could drive it. I could bike it too, because I've done that. But to me, to do the job, you really cannot mess that up, because it's expensive out here. I don't know how expensive, like I don't know the price exactly to pay drivers to deliver food and drinks, but I know it's a lot. So you really cannot mess up the order. One time, I even looked up on a YouTube video where this DoorDash driver, I think it was a she got mad because a customer didn't tip her. I mean, if y'all know the video, you should look at it. You probably know what I'm talking about if I say it. But yeah, she got mad about it because the customer didn't deliver. Didn't tip her or something. I'm like, so what? So what? They didn't tip you. As long as you get your money, as long as you're saving your money, I mean, you'll be just fine. I mean, what's really the problem? What did you do this time to have less money in your pocket? But yeah, I saw that years ago. I'm like, come on now. You can't, like, you're delivering to people's houses. And customers don't always have to give you tips. They don't have to. That's just the way it is. That's just fine. And also, you get bonuses. Like, if you keep delivering and delivering, you get bonuses, like bonus money. Like, you get extra money, bonuses. So that's cool. Which is what I used to do, and I thought that was cool. That's a little side. That was a side hustle. That was like the best side hustle I've ever done. Was Postmates and Uber Eats. I will go back and do it again, but not now. Another story. I once delivered food to a person who was going in the Navy. This was in Long Beach, I believe. They had like a little corner of a military Navy service area. Like the directions, it would tell you like going straight in, but you can't. Because I was told one time they needed to check my ID and stuff like that and just turn around. Because I was trying to deliver to a person who was going in the military, so I couldn't do that. But the person gave me another option. It's to deliver to his wife and the kid at the store. So I did that. I delivered the food to the wife and the kid so that they could give it to him in the Navy, you know, because him and his wife, they're allowed to go in and stuff like that. Like, I don't know, but that's what happened. So I delivered to somebody going in the Navy. So that was a little different experience. And I saw them with guns, like machine guns and stuff like that. I'm like, yeah, this is something serious. I should not go in and try to go in and stuff like that. But I learned that lesson. I was just calm. But I had to get the job done, so I had another option and got that figured out. I know I'm sweating in the car right now. But yeah, I've learned that lesson. And you have to go deliver around cities and areas where it's more popular, where you get more deliveries. Like LA, Beverly Hills, Hollywood. Burbank. Burbank is another popular area, but not as popular as LA and Hollywood. because that's real more popular. That's where you make more money. That's where you deliver more. That's when it's not dead, if you look at it. So I deliver to people at hotels, deliver to people at houses, rich areas. I deliver to people who are going to college, who are going to university, deliver to people who were going to Navy, deliver to people who were going to hospitals, to where they work at. And I even delivered to hospitals, like I've delivered to hospital workers, and I've delivered to hospital patients. And I would just write their name to who the patient is to be delivered to, and where in the number of the patient room where it needs to be delivered. So I had to figure that out, all that information, and I had the pens and write that stuff down so that they don't be confused. It'll make the job easier for the both of us. I even one time delivered cookies to a person, but I didn't have to drive. I walked it to a person because it was like one quick delivery. So I did that. So I delivered cookies. I've delivered like groceries, like I said. I deliver alcoholic beverages. I forgot to mention that stuff. You have to be careful with that. One time I've delivered to people with the alcoholic beverage, but I forgot to tell them to sign their name and stuff like that, for the rules. I forgot to do that. I did that one time. I wasn't able to do Postmates for the rest of that night. I learned that the hard way, delivering alcoholic beverages. I learned that the hard way. That was only one time, but I learned. Another thing is, I used to pop my tire while I was doing the Postmates delivery. I popped my tire. That was my old car. I popped the tire. So and then this was in Orange County. I was so close to delivering to this one person. So I told them that I popped a tire and I parked it at a grocery store. But they helped me out where they came to me for the food. While I was calling AAA. They came to me so they could get their food and go home. So I got that figured out. So I was doing like 2 deliveries. I told one person that I had to cancel the order because I had a problem with that. And then the other person just came to me to get their food because they were nearby. So I got that solved and they were okay with that. It's happened like a few times. Like 2 or 3 times. So I had to call AAA for that to get the tire fixed and cancel the order, and I just go home after that. Because for me, once you have a tire problem and you still have a spare tire that you could put, it's time to just call it a night. Like, you're done with Postmates and Uber Eats. Like, no more food deliveries for the night if you have a problem. Just go home and worry about it the next day, That's just me. And it's a lot safer that way. My mom told me about this too. I think I even delivered once to people. Like I delivered food to a customer while I still had problems with my battery. Like I had to jump the battery again and again so I could deliver to this person, you know? And don't leave the car on when you deliver to that person too. And no matter if they're nearby or no matter if they're near or farther, because I had to learn that the hard way too. Don't leave it on, and that's a waste of gas. I even had to keep delivering and delivering while I was low on gas too, because I needed the money like that, and I didn't really have a job. And I kept delivering while I was fired from Amazon. But I didn't have any food to, like I didn't have enough money to eat. But I've had some food in the car. I used to eat like a can of beans while I was in the car. Like I had a pack of can of beans, and I even went to 7-Eleven just to get like 1, 2, or 3 pieces of pizza while I was delivering, so I could make sure I eat and still make money. So I learned my lessons. That's my experience. And I was always delivering to Raising Cane's a lot. That's how I ended up starting liking Raising Cane's, because I've always delivered to them. One time, I think one woman told me that she used to do Postmates too. One time, because I told her about I was doing Postmates, and it was in Orange County, of course. And she used to do Postmates with her family, you know, like with her husband and the kids. They did Postmates together as a family, so I thought that was cool. It's a lot more helpful than just one person, but you know, you figure it out. And I'll always use the Postmates card to pretend like I'm buying something, but I'm not. I'm just buying for the customer. Some restaurants don't work when you're using the Postmates card or Uber Eats card. Some restaurants don't work like that. And you have to either cancel it or you pay it yourself. Because I did that one time where I was delivering to this one big, like I was delivering like a big pack of food to put in the back, but the Postmates card didn't work. I think it costed about $300 for that one big pack of food. It was a Chinese food place in Orange County. I paid $300 for that big pack of food, Chinese food, myself, and then I delivered to them. I was like, you know what? I don't think I want to cancel the order, and I think it's a lot risk. Like it's a lot money to take out. I think that's a lot of money to put down to purchase someone's food that I shouldn't pay for, but I did it anyway just to get the job done. I was like, you know what? Screw it. I'm gonna pay for it. I'll build that money back up and just deliver to them. I know y'all thinking I had long hair. I did have long hair. I had to cut my hair because it was like one of my like 6 or 7 dreadlocks came off at the front of my head. So I had to, and so like it came off because I was scratching. I didn't put enough oil or anything like that. I'm learning lessons too, so I'm trying to get my hair back. I'm trying to get my long hair back. I'm trying to get my locks back. But I'm learning this the hard way, so I'm doing more hair care, sort of. But yeah, just getting started. And it's been a year since I cut my hair. And it's barely like growing fast, because I cut my hair before. I've rocked it bald. Yes, I was being off topic. I've delivered to food, like dog food and stuff like that. cat food, groceries. That's what I did. Delivering groceries for people with kids, groceries for people with pets. I've done all that. I could do it again if I wanted to and if I was ready and if I have a new car. I think that is it. Oh, one more thing. One time I got scammed. Where it's like I was making, like I made 200 from the Postmates thing. And this one person was trying to tell me that I was delivering it to the wrong house and stuff like that. Delivering it, like they were saying that they were like a Postmates manager or some shit like that. I thought they really were. Saying that if I deliver it to it, they'll hack into my account and stuff like that. And they just want to make sure that they'll protect my account and stuff like that. But I was wrong with that. So I got scammed. They took off the $200 that I worked hard for. Not the bank account. Not my bank account. Just my Postmates thing where you could deposit to your bank account. That's what I mean. So I got scammed. Never again. But after that, a few days later, I got a bonus, so I should have just deposited before they said anything. I should have deposited that and just call it a night. But I didn't, so I learned that lesson. This happened in Orange County. So yeah, I was delivering a lot of things. Los Angeles and all that stuff, like almost every area, but not like in San Diego or Northern California. Maybe one day, just not today or anytime soon. This was during the pandemic. And I had to get, and I did that. I'm glad I did do that during the pandemic so that I could practice driving and there won't be that much cars driving around going out. So I'm glad I did that. That was the best experience with driving. I mostly drive just to get away, but I've learned a lot of lessons. So I know that's a lot. I apologize. But I've been wanting to speak this out about my experience. And since I'm driving now. And I think it's that time I need to get back to work. I don't know what time it is. Oh yeah, it's 2:38. I need to start getting going. So like or dislike. If you like the video, check out the rest of my channel. Some videos you won't like, but look at my positive vlogs and stuff like that. That's about it. If you're all into positive vlogs and positive content, just look at my positive art vlogs and some of the things I'm gonna post and some things I've already posted. So this is Eric Thompson. I'm gonna head to work and make this money and do what I gotta do as an adult. So everybody, peace out.